The key changes that we'll see in the regulations, we've got quite a lot of detail about what's going on. Quite a big one is the merging of biomass boiler tariffs. So we have had the 0 to 200 kilowatt band, we've had the 200 to 1 megawatt band, and the 1 megawatt and above band in terms of the amount of incentive they receive. They're all coming together under one rule, and actually that provides some opportunity, which I'll talk about in the biomass boiler session later on, for expansion of projects or bigger projects. An increase in Tier 1 capacity. So for those of you who are familiar with the terminology, you'll know what Tier 1 is, but Tier 1 basically says we'll give you a higher rate of incentive for a small amount of the energy that you produce, and then we'll drop it to a lower rate of incentive to make sure that we're not over-incentivizing any particular technology or giving you more money than actually the project needs to pay its way. There is a section called tariff guarantees. It's something that's happened in the feed-in tariff in the past, where you apply to the scheme before you've committed your project or before you've actually built your project, and you say, right, this is the tariff I'll get once it's built. It's not been available in the renewable heat incentive up till now, but it is something that's coming in. And I'll talk about that in a couple of seconds. Planning permission, that's an interesting slant on the regulations. Again, not something that's been required in the past, but is required now. Changes around combined heat and power efficiency. We believe that's the reasons that the regulations were pulled out of Parliament at the end of March, because there were some upset and some changes that needed to be made around them, and around the digression rules. So digression, I don't think digression is actually a word. If you put digression into a Word document, into an email, all your spell checkers say, do you mean regression or digression? It's a word that often are made up, or maybe it's Department for Business, I don't care who made it up, but digression basically means the rates will come down if the scheme is popular. And if we're too popular, we've got a cap. And we've had a cap for a while, actually. The cap came in under some sort of emergency rules back a year or so ago, but it was one of the key facets of the reform was to make sure that the scheme had enough money left in it to continue to 2020. And some changes around heat pump eligibility and preliminary accreditation for heat pumps.